Here on Unwrecked, we've upgraded, and I don't just fix cars now. I fixed Ashley's water cooler because it wasn't working the other day, and it was frozen solid in there, so I had to thaw it out. Now it works great. Yeah. Happy wife, happy life. And then we got this creep. What are you doing? Who got up on top of the refrigerator last night and knocked a box of cereal off the top and opened it and ate some cereal? Who was it? Was it you or was it Stella? And there was actual evidence left behind because you stripped naked to do it. His bow tie and collar was laying right there by all the food. You left evidence. You're not a very good one. You're not a very good thief. Alright, back on the Ferrari today. Look at this. Just like throw stuff everywhere. I did go get drinky poo, so we're gonna put a drinky poo in this real quick so I don't forget. And make sure that the water pump doesn't leak. It's probably a little late now because if it is, I already have the tensioner. I could try to get the clip back in the tensioner and everything, but that would be a pain in the butt. But we could do it if need be. Yeah. Alright, so it's topped up to the top. I can't get it to burp anymore, so we'll leave the cap off so when we first start it, if there's any air bubbles, will escape out. Now, I am going to clean my engine covers. Well, the bottom one. I'm gonna... What? That's fantastic. I'm gonna clean these engine covers so they're all good and clean. We'll get the bottom one on, then the crank pulley, and make sure that you put the key in right there. There's a little keyway you had to put in there, or it'll just spin on there. That will not move. So, yes, let's do this. Let's do this. All right, so I'm to the point where I'm gonna put the pulley on now, and I'm gonna show you this little keyway. It should be directly on top if you're on top dead center. You can see the notch. There's a little square key right here. You don't want to drop it, that's for dang sure, but you want to get it setting in there perfect. And I think it only goes one way, and it looks like I got it the wrong way. Flip it. It should fit in there snug. Okay, right. Like that. Fits perfect. If you can see that. Now, this crank, hopefully you can see past me as I do this. I'm kind of limited on space here, but I'm gonna try to do this.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
Okay, put it on the right direction. So flip it around, put it on the right direction, and watch that key as it fits in there perfect, like that. All right, now I'm gonna put the boat in and snug her up. It's 14 foot-pounds. Then we'll have to get that tool out, and you go 90 degrees after that. Get this thing wedged in here just right. The brake line holds it in place. There you go. Okay, that's 14. Now, this is the fun part. The 90 degrees after that. I may have to break out the guns and get a pipe on this. Okay, so I'm going to do 45 and 45. Maybe. This, if that tool stays on. Almost 45. That's 45. We'll call that 90. Whew. Man, sucker's got to be tight. For those of you planning on going back and binge watching my episodes, I have 311 videos now. That's crazy. What? Like, I almost have enough videos that you can watch one every day for a year. Wow. Yeah, this is my life. So, off camera, crank pulley's on, timing cover's on. Engine mount is bolted to the engine, and I want to put the actual mount on now so that I can take this hoist off, and then we can work on everything else. We'll probably throw the alternator on. I'm going to do a time lapse here because I haven't been doing time lapses today. So let's just jump into it.
Bright green, brights and blues. You know I kinda want to disappear with you, but don't think that is what I would usually do. You know it's just like I felt the heat the moment he pressed his lips up against mine. Don't wanna put this whole thing up like I do every time. Fire is burning through this silence. I can't take it, can't control this flame we started. You know I'm fire in my heart, yeah. In the quiet, all my thoughts run free. So I drown them out at night with my TV. You know I got to try to ignore these thoughts that go back and forth inside my head. I should stop before I'm in too deep and I can't go back. Fire is burning through this silence. I can't take it, can't control this flame we started. You know I'm fire in my heart, yeah. Fire is burning through this silence. I can't take it, can't control this flame we started. You know I'm fire in my heart, yeah.
We are on the home stretch now. I just got a couple things to put on. Air box, for one. And I'm not putting the whole thing back on. The air filter and everything's on here. So, I'm just putting this back on since I'm going to be putting an intake on it here. There's no use in me putting all the rest of that back on. Maybe I can attach the snorkel to this. But yeah, we're down to the home stretch. I just got a couple of plugs to put in, the cover, and a couple bolts. So this is exciting. We're going to do first startup. I also want to add, if you watched the very end of my last episode, the spider that was in here, directly after it met its maker, I found out that the whole back of it was covered in little spiders, so it had babies all over it. But shortly after that one met its maker, a second one came out, the same size, also covered in babies. And they all met their maker. So this is going to be the last episode that you see me in my garage, because we're going to have an insurance claim for a burn. Man, tightening up those exhaust valves made a world of difference. This engine sounds fantastic now. Everything sounds good. Real good. Alright, so right now is the perfect time to throw on my new to me molded mud flaps that go for this car. They came off of the donor car that I've been pulling parts from. It's perfect timing because I had the wheels off, so it's a lot easier to get to everything. So I'm going to go ahead and throw these things on here, and then we'll get it all buttoned up and take it out on the road. Oh, did anybody order some rice?
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah,
look at that.
What is that? This is pure Racer Boy right here. I had a piece of metal. I bolted down to the stock air box bracket that runs the whole way back here and zip tied it on there to hold it tight. It fits. This is exhaust tubing. Fits in the air in the intake box perfect. There's an air filter in there. Only reason I did this is because until the intake gets here, which should be Monday or Tuesday, just a short distance I'm running and it's raining, I didn't want water coming in where the holes are, where the steering rack runs through, and like water splashing in through there and catching in the airbox. I know it's probably not likely, but this is it's funny though. Oh, let's hear the horses, guys. Oh my! Oh lordy! went over and... All right, guys. First drive. I'm excited. It's warm and muggy, which is not convenient since we have no air conditioning. It looks good. I'm telling you. It looks really good. So, we definitely freed up some horses. The thing runs way better. It's so smooth, but it's still a Civic, so it's still not a powerhouse, but I'll give you a speed run here in a second. Like I said, it's not a powerhouse, but it does. It runs way better. I bet you it freed up. I'm guessing 15 horsepower probably. I mean, like I said, the exhaust valves were very loose, so they weren't opening as far as they should. And on top of that, the spark plugs were shot. So I honestly feel like it freed up a good. And it's smooth power too. It doesn't like. Before, I had a little bit of a hesitation. Also, the sway bar links got rid of all my clunking, so the suspension's smooth now. Just like I want, except for I need some AC. It doesn't feel bad when you're moving right now, but like if you stop, it's warm and sticky. And if it started raining, I'd have to close the windows, and it'd be even worse. So I need to clean up my mess, but I am thrilled. This thing runs 100 times. It's so smooth. Runs really good. I'm done with it for right now. I'm happy with the outcome. I'm gonna drive it like this for a while. I would like lowering springs. I don't want to go coilovers because that'll be a harsher ride, and I want soft springs. But I don't know that I'm going to do that. It just depends on whether I find a deal or not. I'm not going to buy full price. So, yes, the molded mud flaps look good on there. Everything. I'm just happy with it. The back bumper is a little rough, but whatever. It is what it is. Nice little ride. The only other thing we have yet to do is get the air conditioning running. So, like I said, I believe it's that multiplex control module. Here, I'll show it to you. The fuse panel is the multi-function control panel. It has internal circuits and switches that turn things on and off. One of them happens to be the air conditioning, and I believe this is the culprit. So I'm gonna go back and probably rob that one out of that kid's car. He doesn't care if it runs or not, so he said he can pull it up on the trailer with a hitch. So that's probably the last thing I'm gonna get from him before he junks it. But you know, it is what it is. We have tested everything in the system, everything works. It's just not sending a signal to the ECU. Squirrel, get it. He comes up this power line every day. It comes the whole way from across the road down there. Bye, squirrel. So with that being said, that's the end of today's episode. I need to get started on this. Kind of been putting it off because everything is expensive on this, and I'm trying to save up a little bit of money. I know it's going to be expensive to fix this. I may not make a profit on it, so I've just kind of been pushing it to the side. But I do need to get started on it. So the Grand Prix is still here. I haven't got rid of it yet. But the M45, maybe next weekend if we don't have problems with that AC stuff. So anyways, if you guys like this video, go check out my merch. It's right below the video on the Teespring banner down below. And if you like my videos, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notifications. Maybe give me a like if you like it. If you don't, who cares? And we'll see you on the next episode on Rack.